You'll find them growing in the farmers' fields across West Tennessee. They bring new life to rural towns. They feed our economy. Brazil to Argentina, Arkansas to the eastern shore. Millions and millions of acres growing, but the world keeps wanting more. Yes, three cheers for the soybean, hero of the land, from humblest beginnings to making life so grand. Well, it's got a million uses, beats all you've ever seen. When it comes to crops, my friend, there's nothing like the bean. Soybean, 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 soybean.
Hello, this is Robinson Little.
And I'm Katie Ricketts, and we're with the Twin Oaks Tech Club, and this year we covered the 19th Soybean Festival. We had 4 groups to cover the festival: food, entertainment, activities, and contests.
And now we're off to Cody and Diego with the food team.
We also got some video of MTD at the barbecue cook-off. They made awesome food like bacon wrapped chicken. The representative from the MTD team has been participating in the cook-off for 14 years. The cook-off is an annual part of the Soybean Festival that everyone looks forward to on Friday night. Here's a clip from our interview with him.
That looks good.
No balance.
Go enter that in the backyard.
Okay, so.
Okay, ready?
Okay, so do you, how long have you been cooking?
I've been with MTD for 18 years, and I've been on the cook team for about 14 years.
What's your name, sir?
Eric Baggett.
Do you think that your food will sell easily?
I think my food what?
Do you think people like your food?
Yeah, everybody loves food. This is America, we love to eat.
I can vouch for that. So.
How long have you been cooking?
I've been cooking with this team for 14 years.
That's the food.
That's
good.
About how long does it take you to prepare the meat to cook it?
Depending on what you're cooking, if it's chicken, it takes about 30 minutes of prep work. And then cook time is generally going to be an hour and a half, 2 hours, the way we cook.
Also, we went to the mayor's luncheon during the Soybean Festival. It was an invitation-only luncheon that was hosted by the mayor.
Here, she had a health problem come up, but she is one of our residence winners. She's even has her own street, Davis Street. The other residence winners are Bob and Gail Smith on Baker Road. Baker Road was well represented in the nominations too. Okay, for businesses, Lacabani Restaurant downtown, and it's noted for its attractive plants in addition to the building improvement. For a public place, Common Park.
We got videos on the Crossroads Luncheon this year. It involved all the civic groups getting together to have lunch and share about their groups.
All right, let them keep the check. Thank you all very much.
Something else that we have at the Soybean Festival was the Farmer's Breakfast, where Cody interviewed Mike Johnson. The Farmer's Breakfast is the only part of the Soybean Festival directly catered towards farmers.
Hello, my name is Cody Gonsowski. I'm with the Twin Oaks Tech Club. And is it okay if we videotape this?
Sure, that'd be fine.
Okay, so what's your name?
Mike Johnson.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
What do you do?
I work for Farm Credit Services in Dresden, Tennessee.
What do you do for the Soybean Festival?
We help sponsor the Farmer's Breakfast each Thursday morning of the week during the Soybean Festival.
What do you do when are you the organizer of it?
You could call me that. I'm the contact person on it, yes.
So what do you do for the Farmer's Breakfast?
We've been doing it for several years now, so it's sort of kind of flows by, for itself. You have to contact a vendor to provide breakfast. You have to contact all the sponsors to make sure they're going to be on board. You got to make sure the room's going to be prepared, and then you just got to get the word out to the farmers and other people that you want to attend.
So can anyone go?
Anyone can, yeah. Everything to my knowledge, with the Soybean Festival is free of charge, and anyone can attend.
Lastly, we got video of the prayer breakfast, which was held at First Baptist Church. People of all ages came together to eat breakfast, listen to music, pray, and socialize. We got an interview with Joe Taylor.
Joe Taylor.
Okay. And what do you do for a living?
Oh, Taylor Homeworks.
That's really all. Good job.
Is that all?
Yes.
Give me something difficult.
Okay.
What's the question you hadn't asked
What's the square root of 62?
Well, I can give you the square root of 9.
Now we will be moving on to contest teams. Here's Stephen with the info on contests.
My name is Andrew Yu, and this is my teammate Stephen Richardson, and we are representing Twin Oaks Tech Club, and we interviewed people from a variety of contests during the Soybean Festival.
One of the contests was a sidewalk chalk art contest, where we interviewed a variety of people ranging from young children to teenagers.
The first person we interviewed was a girl named Taylor.
Okay, so Taylor, tell us what you drew.
I drew yin and yang with tie-dye under it.
What inspired you to draw this?
I don't know. I like yin and yang, and I also like tie-dye with the colorful and
So that's what made you, so that's what inspired you to use the tie-dye effect also? Thank you.
The girl we interviewed was the winner of last year's chalk art contest, Leanne.
Okay, so Leanne, tell us about what you drew. So, why did you draw this?
I saw it online and I liked it.
Where did you learn to draw like this?
Online.
Wow. Are these the colors that you saw in the picture?
Some of them, the feathers and the bird are all the colors that I saw, but this pink I just decided to color.
So, did you just draw all this from memory? Or did you have a picture?
Well, I looked at the video today and I drew this on top on a piece of paper like 2 times. And when I got here, I had one piece of paper with me, and I looked up the paper and it helped me draw.
Looks like you did a pretty good job. Nice talking to you.
The next event is an art contest and exhibition.
Well, we did a landmark project, so this is Southern Milling, the building that stands here in Martin, and my husband does woodworking, primitive woodworking, and I rummaged through his scrap wood pile and pulled out bits and pieces and just kind of put it all together. I painted it and put it together, and it looks a whole lot like the picture, I think. And apparently a lot of people liked it too because I won 3rd place in the Soybean Festival art contest. So I'm excited.
I really I especially like how you made such simple things to look like actually like in the picture. So why did you paint it white? Why didn't you try other colors?
Well, the building probably was like whitewashed years ago and it stood the test of time, and I wanted it to look warm and old. And it has tin on it, and this is actually a gray, but the board soaked up most of the paint, so I just thought it looked unique, kind of street. I know it's rusty down there, and I probably should have put some red, but I'm not really much of an artist, but I hang out at the arts co-op, and I think some of the artsy people have rubbed off on me, and I stopped while I thought I was ahead, so that's fine. I did a little bit, and maybe an artist to help me out and create more with paint. So I'm not that good with it, but I'm working on it. And I was going off a black and white picture too, so.
You did really well, and I congratulate you for 3rd place.
Oh, thank you so much.
The next interview is of Miss Soybean and Little Miss Soybean pageant winners Hayden and Carly.
I was wondering about the beauty pageant you're in. How much do you usually spend on a pageant like this?
Well, you usually have one dress for a bunch of pageants, and the dresses are quite expensive. They range between about $500 to $2,000. So, but in just one pageant, it's about $100, $200.
Okay. What do you usually win in these pageants?
I've came out winning queen, and then I came out getting nothing, but I'm happy with whatever.
How long have you been doing pageants?
I've been doing them since I was 3.
How long does it usually take you to prepare for a pageant?
It usually takes about 2 to 3 hours.
Are they fun?
Yes, they're a lot of fun.
Were you surprised when you won?
Yes, I was honestly very surprised, and I feel honored to be able to be part of Martin and support us.
How many people were there, do you think?
I know in my age division there was 17, but there was over 100 people that did this sort of pageant.
This has been Riley Cormia for Twin Oaks Technology Club with Miss Johnson at the pageant winner. Miss Hayden, how are you?
Good.
Well, how much fun are these for you? How long have you been doing this? Is this your first? That's pretty interesting. Were you surprised when you won? Was it really fun?
Yes.
What did you get for winning? Do you like it? Well, what did you do to prepare for this? Did you like the way your dress looked on you? This has been Riley Cormia reporting for Twin Oaks Technology Club with Miss Hayden, a pageant winner.
Now we go downtown to the talent show of 2012.
Okay, so I'm Kieran Last, and this is Miss Linda Ramsey, and I'm from the Twin Oaks Tech Club. Would you mind if we interviewed you?
That would be fine.
Okay. So, tell us, what was your favorite act at the time?
Oh my goodness,
At
that's
the
a
talent
tough
show.
question. We had 37 different acts, and there were several that I thought were good. I liked the Martin Step team, and I thought they did a great job. I also liked the three sisters who were a trio, a string trio. I thought they were good. And Mary Catherine Maxey did a good solo. Several good acts.
And why were they your favorite acts?
Well, I was just listening because I was running the show, and those are the three that I did get a chance to hear. When you're running, you're in charge of the show, it's kind of hard to sit and listen to everybody, but those are three that I got to hear, and they were very good. But some of it is showmanship, some of them is good quality of voice, and those kinds of things.
Okay, so how much money did you spend this year to get it organized?
We really don't spend a lot of money to get organized. What I end up doing is doing a lot on my own expense. I run off the program, I run off the judging sheets, and most of that kind of stuff I do on my own. And the money that we make goes strictly to the Westview Key Club.
So it's all the money for a good cause.
Yes.
And how long have you been organizing this?
This is the 8th year I've done the Soybean Festival talent show, but I've done talent shows before.
And how long did it take you to organize the talent show this year?
I spent the entire Labor Day weekend working on it.
Wow. So, are you going to be doing this again?
Yes, we do it every year. We'll do it again next year on Labor Day evening.
And will you be organizing it again?
Yes, I will.
Okay. And what was the strangest act?
What was the strangest act?
That you saw?
I don't know that we really had any strange acts. I thought they were all pretty good. We had 4 age categories. You may not realize that. We had an 8 and under, we had a 9 to 12, and we had a 13 to 21, and those folks get to go to the Mid-South Fair, to their competition. They advance. And also we had a 22 and older.
Okay, so some of the competition, so this competition can get you to other talent shows in the in the area.
Right. This was a qualifier for folks to come to go beyond this show to the next one, to the next level.
Oh, I'm hoping the winners were really lucky.
I think they were, and we also had a talent rep from the Mid-South Fair that came and invited about 10 to 12 acts to go.
Wow.
In addition to the winners.
How many acts were there?
37 altogether. There were 20.
So a third of them went to the Mid-South Fair?
Well, actually, in that age category, over half of them did. Because we had such a good talent group.
So, good luck to them and see you later. The following footage is of Kieran Less at the Soybean Festival car show.
We're gonna do a little something about the dirt roads that we come from. I'm gonna rap a little bit. Feel like singing? Yeah, bro. Let's
Go.
Hi, I'm from the Truck Festival. Would you like to be interviewed about your car?
That'd be fine, yes sir.
So what is it?
This car is an 07 Shelby GT SC. SC stands for supercharged.
Okay. Take care. Bye-bye.
GT is just for the fact that it was based on GT5.
No, basically it's based off a Mustang GT.
Oh. Oh well,
not necessarily. It depends. The GT500 have a big block, and this has a small block.
Oh.
Think he knows more than you do, Kieran.
I don't pay that much attention anymore. Okay, so small block. What's the difference between a small block and a big block?
Size. This is a 4.6. I forget what the like in that GT500 Super Snake over there. Yeah, it's a bigger engine. You know, the thing I like about the 07 is it's a throwback to the 65, 66, and 67 Shelby. And when I say throwback, I'm talking about literally. In that day, you bought the car, the 65, or let's say 66 Shelby. You bought it. It came from Ford. It went to Shelby. It was modified. Then it came to dealer to used. This car came from Ford in Michigan. Yep. To Las Vegas, Nevada, where it was modified
by Shelby.
And then the SC package was put on by him. Then it went ready to be first owned.
Okay, so
as far as rarity, there's only 46 others that fall in that category.
Really?
46 that Shelby put the polish packs and supercharger on before he switched to Whippet or Kenny Bell.
So you actually race this?
I haven't raced this one yet. I had a 66 Shelby GT350 Hearse that I raced. This one will start racing next year, high-speed tracks. I'm not going to drag race, I'm going to do high-speed race.
You're not going to do what normal do these days?
Well, it depends on what you mean by normal, and you know, it depends on what somebody wants to do. There are some people who like to drag race, and they will drag race these cars. There are other people that run Sports Car Club America with this. In fact, the reigning F-Stock champion at SCCA is a Shelby, an 07 Shelby GT, non-supercharged.
I have a question.
Okay.
Are there specific cars depending on what you're trying to do, like drag racing, high speed, and such?
By specific cars, what are we talking about?
Like this car, would it be good for different races and bad for others?
This car would be good in drag racing. It's set up that way, and it's also good for road course.
It's always been set up for drag racing.
Basically, you know, it's set up. Shelby set this up, especially with the SC package on it, to be both a drag strip and a road course.
Yeah. Does this still have the rear axle beam? The old suspension?
Well, it has the latest suspension that they had for 07, okay, which is a lot different than my 66 Shelby had. Because in the day, the 66 Shelby was set up with the kind of suspension and stuff that was outstanding for that year, 66 specifically Shelby's. I'm more into the Shelby Mustangs, although I like all Mustangs.
So what do you think about the Boss over there?
Boss is a fine car. Ford the track key that comes with it. When you activate the track key, you can definitely tell the difference. The car basically comes with 444 horse, and you put the track key in and activate it. Horsepower goes up, the handling is better. It's a beautiful car, as is the GT500 convertible. Silver Snake sitting next to it.
That's about it.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for... This footage is of Steven interviewing a soccer player from the Martin Soccer Association after their games on the Saturday of the Soybean Festival.
This is Steven Richardson interviewing Danny Saunders for Twin Oaks Tech Club competition. Just so we know, it's still okay for us to interview you, and we won't get sued, right? Yeah. Okay. So, Danny, did you win? What was the score? 5-3. Might have been 5-4, but I think the 5-3. I got a little bit How do you feel? Well, we did a pretty good game, even though we got beat. It was pretty good teamwork. It was, everyone played hard out there. I definitely did better. And I'm sure that we'll play better. Anyways, do you like your team? Yes. There's some kids that need to have one. So, another relation. Yeah, red's okay. Okay.
Okay, we're rolling.
This is Steven Richardson interviewing Brandon Butler of the Jolly Green Giants over the youth soccer competition. Now, Brandon, we have to make sure that it's still okay for us to interview, and he will not sue us for anything that happens.
I will not sue you for anything that happens.
Okay, he has taken the vow.
Nothing.
Okay. So, Brandon, I have to ask you, how did you feel about this game?
I felt that we did really good as a team, and for our first game, I think that we did a really good job.
So, did you win?
We won both games 5-4 and 4-0.
Whoa.
Wow, very good.
Thank you.
And
You obviously...
do you think that your team could have done better?
I think we could have done better with passing, but as we work, our team will get better.
That's good. That's good. Do you have confidence?
I do. I think we're going to be good this year.
So, did it feel good to outdo Danny?
It did. It did. We finally crushed him. Well, that's all I have time for an interview. I've got to go.
Okay. This is Steven Richardson signing off. Back to you, Steven.
Next we go to the shuffleboard tournament. Now to our final event, the golf tournament.
That is all for the contests. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you, guys. Now we have Alex with the activities team.
The first thing we would like to show you is the interview with Miss Sabrina Exum, the director of the Children's Library Services, along with some footage of the book sale.
Okay, I'm here with Sabrina Exum, and we are talking about the book sale, and this is for the Twin Oaks Tech Club. Are you okay with us videoing this recording?
Yes.
Okay. So, what was the book sale? What was the book sale?
Okay. Okay. The book sale is held by the Friends of the Library, and the money goes towards the library. We use it to buy things. We have, I think it was Thursday night, Friday, and Saturday, and we raised about $1,300. Oh, wow. So now the library will have a meeting with the Friends of the Library, and they will approve the things that we want to buy with that money. And of course, it's good to have it for the money, but it's also, we think, good for the community since we don't actually have a bookstore in this area. So we think it's nice to set up the books and let them go through them.
Okay. How many years has it been going on?
I would say at least 11 or 12, possibly longer, but I know at least that long.
Okay. So, roughly how many books do you sell, or if you had to guess?
That's a very good question. That's a good question. We sold a whole lot. We sell them for $5 a bag. They put them in a Walmart bag, and we made $1,300. So we sold a whole lot of Walmart bags, and we still have a whole lot left over. Yeah.
The 812 Soybean Festival Book Club, or book sale.
Next, we have some footage of the Kenter Car Bash and an interview with the host.
This is Eli Black, and I had the opportunity to interview the host of the Car Bash, which proceeds went to Relay for Life. I asked what made him get involved in Relay for Life. He explained that one of his relatives died of cancer and it made him want to help. I asked why a car bash was chosen as an event, and he explained that he used to work for an automobile company and thought it would grab people's attention. And as you can see from the pictures previously shown, there has been a lot of attention paid to the car already. At 5 swings and a t-shirt for $10, or 5 swings for a single dollar, the car bash showed itself to be an apparent success.
Thank you for that interview of the host of the Car Bash. Next, we would like to show you some footage from the bike rodeo.
Well, first of all, what is a bike rodeo?
Bicycle rodeo is basically a contest. It's based upon a contest, competitive competition, but it's very low-key competition to teach children about bicycle safety. Basically, they have skills tests about balancing and about how to handle and control their bicycles. Also, we'll talk to them about bicycle safety, helmets. Everybody will have helmets on. We'll have the bicycle officers from the city police will be here as well to talk about the laws of the road and things like that. But it's basically emphasizing bicycle safety and then learning how to handle your bicycle so you feel
how many people do you think will sign up today?
We usually have about 20 to 25 students, basically from 3 years old up to probably about 12 or 13 on that age.
Is there anything they get at the end?
Then we have trophies for some of the winners, and we have gift cards for some of the winners, and then everybody gets a ribbon. Basically, on this score, they get a blue or red ribbon, and then everybody gets a new helmet. The Pilot Club with Martin has brain injury and protection is their big philanthropy, so they'll give all the students a new bicycle helmet while they're here.
All right. Well, thank you for the interview.
Thank you.
I hope you have a lot of people come.
I'm sure we will. Thank you so much. Thanks for covering it.
Take you anywhere you want to go.
He's got a tiny bike.
You got a few seconds of it.
I'll just enjoy being a Shelby. Just enjoy being away from your mother.
That was the bike rodeo. Now we have some videos of the carnival. While the carnival might be fun, we have some footage of the games on the Midway. Those were some of the games on the Midway. Now we will show you the famous Soybean Festival parade. That was the Soybean Festival's parade. Now we are moving on to some of the senior events. First up is the quilt show. That was the quilt show. And lastly, we have the rook tournament.
Video of the rook tournament.
We got 2 rooks.
She counted 100. She counted 100.
So we got 2 rooks.
Somebody counted them. Might be 190 of them.
Thank you, Alex. And that was the activities team.
Entertainment is up next.
Hello, I'm Abdullah Obadat, and I'm here presenting the circus at the 2012 Soybean Festival. And I'm sure you're going to like this video.
Our second star comes around. out there, make some noise!
This is one of my teammates, Andrew Trong.
Hi, I'm Andrew Trong, and I went to the Soybean Festival and attended the Bluegrass in the Park concert. Here's some footage of the concert.
Glasses around 2, 4, 5 or so. We'll talk about the world and the friends we used to know. I see a string of girls who put me on the floor. The game is nearly over and the hounds are at my door. She walks through the corn leading down to the river. Her hair shone like gold in the hot morning sun. She took all the love that a poor boy could give her and left me to die like fox on the run. Like fox on the run.
Hi, I'm Alex Benson, and one of the most interesting people that we met was a Christian singer named Lydia Walker. And here is our interview with Miss Walker.
Go ahead. I'm Cody Robertson with the Twin Oaks Tech Club, and I'm here today with Miss Lydia Walker, who is a singer at the Soybean Festival, the 2012 Soybean Festival, and she will be performing tonight. So, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. How did you get started singing?
I started singing very young in church choirs, sang all the way growing up, and then at age 12, I started playing guitar, writing songs, and just got really into music in middle school and high school.
Oh, wow. So, why did you decide to go into Christian music?
I think Christian music is just so inspirational and encouraging, and it's important to me, and so I love being able to sing hopeful songs to people, and just to hear them telling me that it relates to their life. I think that's all worth it.
Definitely. What do you like most about performing?
About performing, I probably like seeing different people, meeting new people all the time, and seeing how they respond to the songs, and just to put somebody into a happy mood, put a smile on somebody's face is definitely my favorite part.
Do you have a favorite performance that you've done?
Let's see, I've done lots of different things. Sometimes I sing in coffee shops or small restaurants, some at churches and some festivals. Soybean's always been a festival that I wanted to play at, so this is kind of a dream come true. I'm from Clarksville, and I've sung at the Riverfest Festival there and the Rose Inspires Festival, so I do love this atmosphere.
How has technology influenced you?
Yeah, technology is huge. As an independent artist, Facebook, Twitter, social networks are huge. It's really important to have your own website to send people to, and so technology has really been kind of like an office for me. Like, I don't have a specific office, but I have a place online where I can talk to people, where I can get details together to go sing different places and to put my music out there, and so that's helped me a lot. I love working with computers, with graphic design, editing, taking my own pictures, printing my CDs, and so I love every part of the process.
That's really cool. Do you ever answer questions that your fans send you?
I would, definitely. If somebody sends me an email, I try to send an email right back as soon as I can. If people will send me Facebook messages, and I'll just contact them. I don't think I'm at the point where I'm too famous to talk to people. I don't just get hundreds of emails every day saying, I love your music, and what's your favorite color? But if somebody does send me a question, then I do try to answer it, and I really appreciate everyone who supports my music.
Thank you very much for...
Well, thank you for having me. Good job.
Some other musical acts included Bowling for Soup, Fools for Rolling, Grand Funk Railroad, and Shannon Shay.
I went to the Peacemaker concert at the 2012 Soybean Festival, and
they are proud to be an American.
We attended the Travis Tritt concert and the sound was booming.
Thank you, Alex. Now we have a very special interview with Mr. David Belote. He has helped organize the Soybean Festival. Katie and the entire Twin Oaks Tech Club were able to have a conversation. Now we'll go to that interview.
Hi, my name is Katie Ricketts with Twin Oaks Tech Club, and I'm here with Mr. David Belote, and he is the Assistant Vice Chancellor of Student Affairs, and he helps with the Soybean Festival. Our first question is, what is your favorite part of the soybean?
My favorite part of the Soybean Festival is Friday morning when all of the kids from the primary school and the elementary school come downtown for the morning. And we have been blessed with beautiful weather on Fridays, and to see all those kids just having a great time, and parents and grandparents, and just watching all the activity, that is the absolute best part of the Soybean Festival for me.
Okay, and Adam has a question for you.
What are you doing and do you like what you do?
Could you repeat that one more time, please, sir?
What are you doing and what do you like to do?
Why do I do it?
What are you doing and what do you like to do?
What are your duties?
With the Soybean Festival? Okay, well, I'm the executive chairperson of the Soybean Festival, and I have the opportunity to work with many, many wonderful community people and community partners in order to put on the Tennessee Soybean Festival. And I chair a committee of about 20 members, and those 20 members have direct responsibilities in the festival. And then we also work with several community partners who serve in various ways with sponsorships, with donations, and so forth. And so we will start planning a soybean festival in the first part of November of the year that we had the soybean festival in for the next year. So we'll start this November, and we'll work very hard through January and through the balance of 2013, right up until the time of the Soybean Festival. And once we start meeting, we meet either every Monday at noon or every Friday at noon, every week for the most part, for the balance of that time. So a lot of time is put in on its development and creation of the Soybean Festival.
Okay, and Eli has a question for you.
When was the Soybean Festival created and why was it a Soybean Festival exactly?
Okay. Well, we just had our 19th, so if you do the math here, this is 2012, and subtract 19, what year is that? Would it be 93? Would that be right? Yeah, I think it would be 1993 is when it started, and there were some very, very good people who originated the Soybean Festival, and there were some community folks that at that particular time came to the mayor of Martin, and his name was Mayor Larry Taylor, and they kind of surmised that we need something to bring community together, and we need a festival. So they worked real hard on determining what the best title for the festival would be here in Martin, Tennessee. And of course they tied in the agricultural piece, and then and the ag economy here in Northwest Tennessee. And you know, at one time they said, well, let's call it the Corn Fest. And but at that particular time, the soybean was taking on tremendous prominence in agriculture, and it was gaining tremendous momentum, where it had been almost obsolete and not even present. It started taking on tremendous value for the country, for the world, and for our economy. And you know, various products like this were beginning to be developed because of the soybean. So they zeroed in on the soybean, and then you know, when I first heard we were going to have a Tennessee Soybean Festival, like, soybeans, come on, not a soybean, but in hindsight, it turned out to be the right choice for what we were trying to accomplish here with the festival. So if you want to say who were the original founders of the Soybean Festival, it would be Mayor Larry Taylor, and there'd be another gentleman at UT Martin, Dr. Jerry Gresham, who at that particular time was one of our animal science professors. And then also he has become the chair of the ag department at UT Martin. Currently is the chair. So they got a lot of people together and really got the ball rolling, and started this Tennessee Soybean Festival. We've had 19 great years since that first one. Did I get it? All right.
And Riley has a question for you.
What's your last name? Yes, it is. How are you doing? Good.
Did you participate in any of the Soybean Festival events?
Let's see here. You know, as the chairperson of the festival, I try to make it to every event, and there are several. And I like to be there. I like to see the activity. I like to see the people participating. And I make an absolute effort to go to every activity. Now, do I participate in all of them? Well, I might take the sledgehammer and hit the car at the car bash, but I really don't have a whole lot of time to participate because we're so busy managing the festival. So you know, I'd like to play frisbee golf, but I don't have time on Saturday to do it because of all the other things that are going on. So, and one of the big things about the festival that takes up a lot of time is the entertainment part. And it's one thing to have Travis Tritt on stage on Saturday night. It's another thing to prepare to have Travis Tritt on the stage on Saturday night. And there are a lot of little things that have to be taken care of. There are contractual issues that have to be honored, and you have to dot all the I's and cross all the T's to make sure everything in those contracts with those entertainers is the way they want it and the way it's supposed to be to produce a really, really good show. So I wish I could participate more, but I think my participation falls within trying to be at everything that we have going on, and you know, being a cheerleader for those activities, and making sure that, and I'm also there to assess those activities, because I'm real big on what works and what doesn't. And I'm a firm believer, if you try something once, you assess it and then try it again, and then if it doesn't work the second time, then you probably need to do away with it. But everything needs two chances, especially at the Soybean Festival, to see if it's going to work, because you can tweak it and fix it and make it work the second time around. So that pretty much what you were after? All right, good.
And Stephen has a question for you.
Is it fun? It is the absolute best thing. It is so much fun. And I'm one of those that really gets a high off of working with people. And when I say working with people, people that have the same kind of passion that I do, that have the same kind of needs and wants for our community, who are willing to work for those things, to bring community together. And when you've got those kind of people working with you and working for you and so forth, it really makes it a whole lot of fun. And then fun for me with the Soybean Festival is to see people involved and engaged in the festival itself, because we have done our job when we produce about 8,000 people at a concert. We've done our job when we feed 3,000 to 6,000 people in the park on Friday night. We've done our job when we fill up the circus that we had this past year. So when you see people having fun, that's when I'm having fun at the festival also.
And Jackson has a question for you.
What new stands might you introduce to the Soybean Festival in the coming years?
What new what?
Stands.
Stands.
Music.
Activities, booths, what new things might be coming?
I tell you what, this was without a doubt our best Saturday that we've ever had. The weather was of issue this particular year, but we ended up having a beautiful Saturday, and we planned on having a lot of events on Saturday, because traditionally Saturday morning and Saturday afternoon the Soybean Festival have been there hadn't been a lot of good things going on. So we really addressed that this past year, and we made sure that a lot of good things were going on starting at 8 o'clock in the morning and running throughout the day. And so we did add some things. We added a fitness component this past year where we promoted fitness activities. We worked with the sideline. We had Zumba in the streets on Saturday morning, which Zumba is a fitness activity that has caught the nation by storm, and a lot of people engage in it, and we had quite a few folks doing that. We took the end of the street here at Lindell, and we renamed it. We call it the North End Crossing now, and we use that North End, I think, in very good ways with the owners of the businesses down there. We set up a stage down there where we showcase local talent, and then as we moved into the afternoon, we were able to showcase some local bands and so forth, which I could spend an hour telling you how many phone calls I get in a year's time from local people wanting to perform on the same stage that Travis Tritt is going to perform on, and that's not going to happen. But we try to provide an arena for them to perform if they want to perform. So I am looking for the next Soybean Festival to be more activity oriented, and when I say that, it could be sports, it could be competitions, it could be rocking chair all-nighters, it could be a host of things. We talked about even just yesterday about upgrading our arts and crafts that we have in the street. We have arts and crafts, but that's a very thin definition as it relates to the Soybean Festival, because we've got people that do produce arts and crafts, and they're out there and they do a good job. What we would like to do is to multiply the number of vendors that we have in the arts and crafts realm, and then not only that, upscale it. We'd like to bring in things that are a little bit more artsy and so forth, and have those available for people to show and to buy. And a lot of what we do at the Soybean Festival, we want people having a good time, but it also has an economic impact to the community. And this particular Soybean Festival, There's a formula that you can apply to the numbers that you draw at a festival, and we've been holding firm for these last few years, but the formula produces a figure of about $1.5 million that's interjected into the local community during that time frame, and that is significant right there. That's pretty good numbers right there. So there's a lot of people profiting off of the Soybean Festival when it comes to town, and that's exactly what we want to have happen, is people to profit from it, not only in a good time, but also some of our businesses to do better business while the Soybean Festival is in town.
And Riley has another question.
Yes, sir.
How long does it take you to prepare for one soybean festival?
Takes about 10 months. Takes about 10 months, and some really good people working on it. Really good people. We do the Soybean Festival in early September, which there's a lot of folks that do their festivals in the fall, all over the country. And usually that's because that is the best time frame for weather that you're going to get throughout the country. Now, I always shudder when we have a hurricane hit down there in the Gulf about 3 weeks prior to a soybean festival, or 2 weeks prior to a soybean festival. And if they hit in that New Orleans area, then I know we're in trouble, because it drives itself up the river. It gets to about Arkansas, Mississippi, Missouri, and it starts making that circular motion. And when that happens, that circular motion, given the strength of the storm, and Isaac is a normal storm, that produces volatile weather for about 3 weeks, and you can't predict it. So if we have a hurricane a little bit before a soybean festival, we're worrying about it. But that's part of the fun of doing it anyway. So what was your question? How long does it take? Well, it takes about that long. It takes about a year. The hardest part, as I said about festivals in the fall, is a lot of people do music, and they do big name entertainment. And if you don't get after it early, then you might not get the best possible acts you could get to come to our festival. So we try to have our entertainment lined up by no later than the 1st of March. No later than the 1st of March, because if you don't do it, you'll lose them. They won't be there. Somebody else will get them.
And Kieran has a question for you.
Yeah, who reserved the space in the Soybean Festival? Like vendors, suppliers, people who want to sell drinks or food?
Actually, the lady that's in charge of our vendors in our street fair is our librarian here, Miss Roberta Peacock. And she has taken on that task for the last 10 years. And she gets a lot of contact from vendors. Vendors like to come here. And here's the reason why, is that we put people in the streets starting Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night. We do that. The Soybean Festival does that. So they got a market sitting right on top of them, and they like being here. And they don't like getting washed out like we had this year, but they like being here. The vendor's fee vary depending on what you're selling. There's food items that are sold. There are merchandise items that are sold, and all of that is different depending on what you're trying to market and what you're trying to sell. But all of this, all of our contact information, all of our vendor information, all of our forms to fill out, all of that is online on the Soybean Festival website.
And Andrew has a question for you.
About how much did it cost to set up the festival?
To set up, well, I'm not really sure I want to throw out too many figures because those figures can be misconstrued. But we run our festival where we have donors that create a pot of money. We have events that have a ticket associated with it that creates a pot of money. We have a contract with an amusement ride company, and that contract allows us to have a percentage of whatever they sell, and that creates a pot of money. We have some city resources that are dedicated toward the Tennessee Soybean Festival, and that creates a pot of money. So we're getting money from various sources. The idea with the festival is to make it break even. And so if you're going to spend $100,000 on what it takes to do a soybean festival, then you're going to bring in $100,000 to balance it out. So that is our effort every year, is to be able to make that thing balance as best we can. We did the circus this year for a lot of reasons. One, for its entertainment value. The other is that we knew, because we had done this circus 2 other times to raise money for the Brian Brown Greenway, we knew that circus had the potential to raise $6,000 to $8,000 for the Soybean Festival, and that's exactly what it did. That's exactly what it did. We had good crowds, and it raised about that much money that went into defraying the cost of the Soybean Festival. So we have to get creative in paying for this thing. I will say this, for example, when we contract to do sound and lights for the entertainment, and those sound and lights, when I say sound, that's that big giant sound system that's out there and all those lights that go on that stage right there. That does not come cheap. But that's an example of what some of the things cost at the Soybean Festival, because we have those sound and lights in here starting on Wednesday. And they do the major entertainment on Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now, we pay a flat fee for all 4 of those days of $12,000, which is probably, in entertainment terms, that's a pretty good deal. That's a pretty good deal right there. But if you're not in the business and you don't understand concerting, that number might appear to be, wow, that's a lot of money for sound and lights. But in reality, it's in the ballpark. It's where it needs to be for what we're trying to accomplish. So you're not going to see that kind of entertainment coming to Martin, Tennessee at a soybean festival without that kind of sound system to complement it. So that's that. I'm probably getting a little more complicated than I need to. So I'll just leave it at that. Good question.
And Robinson has a question.
How many years have you personally been part of the Soybean Festival and creating it and working with it?
19.
All years?
All years, and I've been the director for the last 10.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll tell you how we didn't always put the best entertainment out there on the stage. In the early years, we used the arena over at UT Martin, which seats about 7,000 people. And we had when we did the big entertainment, there was a ticket associated with it. And because the festival was so new, it really didn't have a strong revenue base. So, we did some concerting over there. We had some awfully good concerts over there. We did Tim McGraw a couple of times, and Tricia Yearwood, and Billy Ray Cyrus, and so we've had some great entertainment over the years. But my role early was that major entertainment and booking that entertainment for that particular event, because we also used it as a revenue generating activity for the festival.
And Abdullah has a question.
Does the Soybean Festival have enough room for all vendors?
That's a great question. Here's what I do you can sit down. Go ahead and sit down. Here's what I do at a soybean festival. You take Saturday night. Who was there Saturday night? Okay, the Travis Tritt concert. A lot of people down there, weren't there? A lot of people. Well, usually when our big events start on Friday and Saturday night, once they get started, I will start from behind the stage, and I'll walk completely around the perimeter of the festival. And really what I'm looking for are how many people that are there, and then I'm also looking to see whether or not, and this year was a prime example, whether or not there just might be too many people, given the space that we have. It's great to have a lot of people. In my personal opinion, this past year we had too many. And the reason for that is, the reason that we had too many is that I got out in the middle of things. I got out in the middle of the Midway. I got out in the middle of Lindell Street. Yes, Lindell Street right here. And it was literally packed in like sardines. Now, all that's good as long as people understand what it is and they behave themselves. But we had some incidents where people didn't come for the right reasons. And that generates, and with that many people, that generates a little fear. And that's the first time at a soybean festival, and I can't believe I'm saying this and it's being recorded, that I was a little uncomfortable with the volume of people. Now, granted, we were ready, because you all have been there, and y'all have seen a soybean festival. And everywhere you turn, there's a policeman, there's a highway patrol officer, there is a Martin Police Citizens Academy person in a bright yellow shirt. They're all over the place. So we've got coverage, but when you get into a situation, it becomes claustrophobic and you can't get out of it, then as an organizer, you have to think about that. You have to think about that. So we're going to be thinking about that this next time around, for sure, because there were a lot of people there, weren't there? Yeah.
Okay, and that's it. Thank you for being here, and thank you for coming.
You bet. Enjoyed it.
This has been Katie Ricketts with Twin Oaks Tech Club. We want to extend the special thanks to Mr. David Bloke for coming and being a part of the Tech Club interview. We also wanted to thank everyone who participated in any interview or helped in any way. This is Katie Ricketts.
And this is Robinson Little from the Twin Oaks Tech Club, signing off.
So gaze out across the farmers' fields throughout West Tennessee. Behold the crop that brings such hope to folks like you and me. I guess to sum the whole thing up sounds crazy, but it's true. Soybean is a miracle from God to me and you. Yes, 3 cheers for the soybean, hero of the land, from humblest beginnings to making life so grand. Well, it's got a million uses, beats all you've ever seen. When it comes across, my friend, there's nothing like the bean. Soybean, soybean, soybean. Yes, 3 cheers for the soybean, hero of the land, from humblest beginnings to making life so grand. Well, it's got a million uses, beats all you've ever seen. When it comes across, my friend, there's nothing like the bean. Soybean, soybean, soybean.